Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal update. And your metal market update is for Wednesday, the 23rd of July, 2025. And we're right now getting on to about 5:50 p.m. Central Time. Now remember, I am out, will be out this week and most of next week as well. So this is a long vacation for me, but I haven't done this in, I don't know, 30 years. I don't recall ever taking 2 weeks off, but that's about what I want to do. And in the process of doing so, I'm still keeping up with the markets for you and giving you some pretty good ideas, I think, of what's going on. In terms of the tariff talk, next up, I think, is going to be an attempt at a deal with the European Union. The president's playing this very close to the chest. They're out there, and we will see what happens. You know, they're getting ready to put their own retaliatory tariffs on us. If they get too aggressive, you know, the president will go to crazy numbers. So who knows where this is going to go. I happen to think they're going to make a deal and they'll end up in the 15 to 20% range for a number of their items. And that will really be good. I'm not hearing too much about Canada, though. And I think we have to, and Mexico, of course, as well. In terms of news tomorrow, you're going to get the Chicago Federal Reserve June National Activity Index, and that comes out at Thursday at 7:30. You're going to get jobless claims. They're going to come out at 7:30 in the morning. U.S. Global Group is going to release their U.S. preliminary July manufacturing sector PMI at 8:45, June new home sales at 9, and the KC Fed, well, they're going to announce their business indexes at 10 in the morning. So it's going to be interesting. So let's take a look at what we've got and try to figure things. As you can see tonight, you're getting a sell-off in the market that was up a lot, the Dow and the Russell. Now, as I told you, there was going to be plays in this Russell, and they're happening. The meme boys are out, and they're just buying things that are, you don't even hear some of these names ever, and they get together and they get on social media, and all of a sudden it's a stampede, and the short sellers get squeezed out of the markets. We saw this happen 2 years ago. It's happening again now. Recognize it. Don't try to make sense of it because it's not about fundamentals, I warn you. When we look at the gold market, let me see if I can fix that. I move my cursor, and when I do that sometimes, here we go. That'll bring everything back, and here we go. You can see that the market has come back up. You're sitting here up 1.29% for the week. That's not bad action at all. When we look at the chart of the gold, though, the market tried a big up yesterday, and if you take a look at how many points it was up, 37. Today, the market is down 46. So it gave back everything that it had, and it had an outside day to the downside. Now, an outside day, which is this, is when you come up, you take out the prior day's high and low, and you close lower on the day. It's often important where in the range you close, and if you look at yesterday's low, it was 33.94.90, and today you close at 33.97.80. So you didn't quite close underneath the low of that. Now, that just means to me it's a pullback in a market that got ahead of itself. When we take a look at the swing line is sort of confirming that, having the higher lows and higher highs. When we take a look at where the support might come in, well, it could be down another $40, $50, 33.57. The market is fighting a battle because each time it gets up to the upper Bollinger Band, it is giving up an awful lot there. You can see what I mean by that. It gets thrown back by staying over it, and that just means market's not ready to go up and out. When we take a look at the slow stochastics, you had gotten overbought, you had hit the upper band, and you've pulled back, and that is to what should be expected in the market. So are you ready to move on the market? No. Is there anything bearish on the market? Absolutely not. Are the bulls still in control? Yes, but in an overbought market. Where the action is really taking place is the gold-silver ratio, where silver continues to gain on the gold, and that's what I've been preaching here for quite a while. When you look at the silver market, a completely different looking chart. It is overbought, however, but it is attempting, the word is attempting, to get into the second day where both numbers that make up the slow stochastic, which are the K line in the red, the D in the blue, are trying to be over 80. You need to get 3 days of that. So even with tomorrow's action, there's no way to know that it'll be able to stay there. I think professional traders came out of copper today at the upper Bollinger Band. The market had been going sideways, took off. First time you hit the band in an overbought market, I think professional money comes out. And in the platinum market, you're starting to roll over to the downside. You could easily be at 1424 and looking for support against the 18-day average of closes. And last but not least, what was this rally in the dollar? Was it just short covering or the beginning of something else? It looks to me like it was no more than short covering so far, but I also don't have any sell signal or buy signal right now. You have a market that went from practically the upper Bollinger Band, did hit the lower, went back to the upper, and is now breaking down again. In the process, it got oversold, overbought, and just sinking back at this point in time. So when you put that all together, it's a good place to probably avoid for a while. I feel like I'm getting a little bit lucky because had I even been at home, I'm not certain I would have been putting out too many trade recommendations. And here I am able to enjoy myself and rest, and that's what I need. With that, I want to remind you all that if you want to get any of our free offers, just come on up here. Just click on any of the icons that you see at the top, and they will take you right where you have to be. I'm Ira Epstein. Have yourself a good evening.